Hello everyone. In the last previous section we have discussed about the optoelectronic junction devices. So that is nothing but semiconductor diodes in which charge carriers are generated by photons, so are called optoelectronic devices. They are light emitting diodes, photodiodes, solar cells. In light emitting diodes, photodiodes, solar cell, we discuss principle, circuit symbol and their respective applications, right? So in this class we are going to discuss about junction transistor. Okay, in this class we are discussed about this junction transistor. So this transistor was developed by John Bardeen, Walter Brattain and William Shockley in 1947. So these are the scientists who developed transistors in 1947. Basically, a transistor is three-terminal device. So actually, transistor is a three-terminal device. Two PN junction semiconductor devices whose basic action is amplification. So here the basic work of the transistor is amplification. So amplification means it is nothing but to enhance the strength of the signal. Okay. So the term transistor is a combination of two words. One is here transfer, another one resistor. So it is made up of two words. So that is the transistor. One is the word transfer, another one is here resistor. So this is the transistor. Okay. So it represents transfers of signal from a low resistor region to high resistor region. So what's here? It represents transfer of signal from a low resistor region to high resistor region. So here the transistor was first developed by John Bardeen, Walter Brattain and William Shockley in a year 1947. So transistor is a three-terminal device, two PN junction semiconductor device whose basic action is here amplification. So I already told what is here amplification. Amplification means which enhance the strength of the signal. So basically the transistor word, it is made up of the two words. One is the transfer, another one is the resistor. So what it means? It transfers of signal from a low resistor region to high resistor region. So this what's the meaning of your transistor. So now we are going to discuss about the region of a transistor. Region of a transistor. So transistor has three doped region. So transistor has three doped region, namely base, so that is denoted by capital B. Emitter, so it is denoted by capital E. And the collector, so that is the capital C. So the region of transistor here, it has a 3 doped regions. One base, second one emitter, and third one, that is the collector. So transistor, it is a 3 terminal device. So 3 terminals are, first terminal is here base, another terminal emitter, third one here is a collector. Okay, so this is a 3 terminal device. The 3 terminal name is here, one is base, another one emitter, and last one is here collector. So the base is denoted by capital B, emitter is denoted by capital E, and the collector is denoted by capital C. So let's see. So what is base? So it is denoted by B, no? Okay. A very thin and very lightly doped middle region of the transistor. A very thin and very lightly doped middle region of a transistor is called base. So here what is base? A very thin and very lightly doped middle region of the transistor. If so, see here, if we are going to consider this is a transistor, it has a 3 terminal. Okay, so it is the middle terminal is here what? This is the base. So base is lightly doped and very thin. So it is a very thin. So let's see the what about the emitter and collector. So emitter, the moderate size and heavily doped region of transistor is called emitter. So here emitter is the moderate size and heavily doped. So therefore if we are going to, so this is the very thin, this is the moderate size, this is called here emitter. So another terminal, the middle one is the base. So here is the moderate size emitter, very thin, that is base. The last one is here collector. So collector, large in size and moderate doped region. Moderate doped region of transistor is called collector. So this is the large in size. So this is the large in size. This is the collector. So now here the transistor is a 3 terminal device. It consists of 3 regions. One is base, emitter, collector. So middle one very thin, so that is the very thin, very lightly doped base. So emitter, moderate size and heavily doped region. Collector, large in size and moderately doped in region. So this is the 3 terminal device called as here transistor. Okay. Next we see the roles of different region of transistor. Roles of different region of transistor. Emitter supplies a large number of majority carriers for current through the transistor. So what's the work of emitter here? Emitter supplies large number of majority carriers for current through the transistor. This is the work of emitter. Next one, that is middle one, base. So base controls the flow of charge carrier through the transistor. This is the function of base. The last one, collector. So collector collects the majority carriers supplied by the emitter. Okay. So here is the roles of the three region: emitter, base, collector. So this is the emitter, base, and this is the collector. So what here emitter does? Large number of majority charge carrier. So if it is considered the N type of material, electrons are the majority charge carrier. If we are going to consider the P type of semiconductor, whereas the holes are the majority charge carrier. So what kind of material we are going to use here? What the function of emitter is here? So large number of majority charge carriers for current through the transistor. So it is provide the large number of majority charge carrier for the current. Okay, the next one is here base. So what it has done? It controls the flow of charge carriers through the transistor. So here it is controller. Okay, so it is a supplier, it is a controller, and this is a collector. The name itself says here it is a collector. So collector means what? It collects the majority carriers supplied by this emitter. Okay, so therefore this is the total function of the emitter, base, collector. So emitter means which supply the large number of majority charge carriers, and base which controls the flow of the charge carriers, and collector which collects the majority charge carrier which is supplied by this emitter. Okay, this is the total function of the transistor. The next one here, the types of transistor. Types of transistor. So there are two types of transistor. One is NPN transistor. Another one PNP transistor. There are two types of transistor. One is NPN transistor. The second one PNP transistor. Okay, so now let us see what is the NPN transistor and what is PNP transistor. Okay, the first one is here NPN transistor. NPN transistor. A transistor in which very narrow p-type semiconductor is sandwiched between two thicker n-type semiconductor is called NPN transistor. A transistor in which very narrow p-type semiconductor is sandwiched between two thicker n-type semiconductor is called NPN transistor. Okay, so what happens here? N is this is the type of the semiconductor. One is the N type of semiconductor, another one is the P type of semiconductor. So here N, here is the N. So here it was, middle is P is here. So here is very thin of P type of material. It is sandwiched between two N type of the semiconducting material. So that is called NPN transistor. Okay. So how it looks like means, so this is the diagrammatic. This is what? So this is the P type, thin. Okay. So now this is the thick N type semiconductor. Middle one is here P. NPN transistor. So this is the three terminals for the transistor. This is emitter and this is collector and this one is here base. So this is the representation of the NPN transistor. Why? Transistor consists of three terminals. What are those? Emitter, collector and base. So this is the emitter, this is the base and this one is the collector. Why? Base is in middle, right? It is a very thin. So it is in the middle region. So E is here. So it is what? It is a moderate in the size, that is heavily doped. So next last one is collector. So that is large in size, moderate doped region. Right. So therefore the three terminal device which represents the transistor. It is NPN because two N type of semiconducting material. It is sandwiched between here what? The P type of semiconductor, it is sandwiched between two N type of the semiconducting material. So therefore this is NPN transistor. One N goes to emitter, one N is goes to here collector, the middle P is goes to here base. Okay, the circuit symbol for NPN transistor. The circuit symbol. So this is the diagrammatic representation. The circuit symbol we are going to represent here like this. This is the N collector and this is the N here emitter E. In that middle region, this is the base. Here the arrow mark indication like this. So downwards to the base. The arrow mark in the circuit symbol indicates the direction of conventional current. So the arrow mark here indicates what? Direction of the conventional current. Okay. So this is the NPN transistor. So NPN transistor means here a transistor in which very narrow P-type semiconductor is sandwiched between two thicker N-type semiconductor is called here NPN transistor. It is the three terminal emitter, base and collector. The circuit symbol for the NPN transistor is here. The arrow mark indications toward the base. So this arrow mark indication what represents the direction of the conventional current. So next we are going to moving on to the PNP transistor. So PNP transistor. So PNP transistor, a transistor in which very narrow N-type semiconductor is sandwiched between two thicker P-type semiconductor is called PNP transistor. So here this is the P type and this is the P type. This is here N type and this is base, emitter, collector. So what's the definition? A transistor in which very narrow N-type semiconductor is sandwiched between two thicker P-type semiconductors is called PNP transistor. Okay. So a transistor here, N type of semiconducting material is sandwiched between two P type of the semiconducting material. So similarly as in the previous class, so here is the N type means it is a very narrow N type and very thick P type semiconducting material. So okay, so this is the NPN. So for one P terminal it is connected to the terminal end here emitter. So N is here for middle one, base for the last one. So that is the collector. So circuit symbol for the PNP transistor is here. The same as in the previous, like similarly. So this is the collector. Okay. So this is the emitter and middle one is here. The end is here base. The only difference is here the arrow mark indication. So here the arrow mark indications upwards towards the emitter. So again the arrow mark indication indicates here the direction of conventional current. Okay. So it is also indicates the direction of the conventional current. So why means here the transistor it is so three terminal device. So it is emitter, base, collector. So here the base is very thin, that to be in the middle region. So emitter is here, so that is in the moderate side. So it is very large in side. Okay, so here the P type of, so N type of semiconducting material, two N type means there are the majority charge carriers are what? Electrons. If the two P type of semiconducting material are is there means what? Here holes are the majority charge carriers, right? So here the conventional current in the NPN, so emitter current is directed from base to the emitter. So whereas in the conventional current, here emitter current so is directed from emitter to the base. Okay, so here what happens, the arrow mark indications towards the here emitter. So whereas in the previous case, so that is towards the base. So because in a NPN transistor there are electrons are majority charge carrier. In PNP transistor here the holes are majority charge carriers. Why? Because here two P type of materials are there. So in P type of semiconducting materials holes are the majority charge carriers. So therefore in this region electrons become minority charge carrier, and P type of semiconducting the presence of these two, so therefore here the holes are the majority charge carriers. So this is the N type of NPN transistor, another one is the PNP transistor. So today class we have discussed about the transistor. So transistor is a 3-terminal device. So okay, so that is base, emitter and collector. So types of the transistor. So there are two types of transistor. One is the PNP transistor, another one is the NPN transistor. So NPN transistor means here the N type of semiconductor is sandwiched between two P type of the semiconducting material. So if PNPR means N type of semiconducting is here, so sandwich between the two type of the P type of the semiconducting material. So NPN means so P type of semiconducting material, it is sandwiched between the two N type of the semiconducting material. So that will be the transistor. So that is the 3-terminal devices. So that is the transistor means it is the basic application of the transistor we are going to use here, because of it is amplification. So amplification means which enhance the strength of the signal. So as the name insists, transistor. So that is the transfer of signal from low resistor region to the high resistor region. In the next previous class, so upcoming previous class we are going to discuss the difference between NPN transistor and the PNP transistor. So continuing in the next class.